All right, I was looking at you.
Yeah, look at me. How's it going?
Good, how are you?
Hi.
Hello.
How are we doing?
How you doing?
I'm doing pretty well.
I'm glad you're here.
I'm glad to be here.
Get yourself comfortable.
All right.
Okay. So we're gonna dive right in.
As somebody who's grown up as a gay man, I really understand what it feels like to be disconnected. And I see the consequences of being disconnected, not only in my own life, but in the lives of other gay men. At the core, the thing that we need most is connection.
I've never heard of a space where you can tell your story authentically and also hear others share their stories of growing up GBTQ men.
It's really hard to point out experiences that nourished me as a gay man, because as much as I love myself and as much as I love the way I navigate in the world, I don't really feel like I have authentic gay male experiences most of the time.
There never really seemed to be a system where you could actually meet people and have support systems around you and be able to grow together in a positive, healthy way that didn't have to do with sex.
I think that we all are looking for something more. I think that we all are looking for that treasure, which is so hard to find, which is love and connection.
Gleam's mission is to create connections for GBTQ men where current connections do not exist. We understand deeply what it's like to feel different. From our earliest days, we try to overcome that, we come out of the closet, and in some ways that solves the problem. But I think we always still have that core of ourselves that feels different, that feels like you don't belong.
We're a community that feels disconnected from other people. We have a lot of isolation. We're a community where you live, you might not have anybody who's like you in a 100-mile radius.
I'm simply looking for connectivity and belonging and community. There really aren't any apps out there that can cater towards all the different facets of the different things we come with.
I'd really love to meet other people who have a similar kind of experience that I've had. The experiences that I had as a queer athlete, when you start talking to other openly gay athletes, we've all almost across the board had the same fears, very similar experiences, and a lot of the time similar outcomes after we've come out.
A lot of people are looking for community, but also they want to feel good and be validated and just know that they're worthy.
We grow up in a society that favors masculinity, and when you're taught to not have feelings, to not be emotional, to not be effeminate, then that teaches you to not recognize the things that have hurt you.
When I came out, I was the only trans mask youth. And then growing up and being gay, maybe there was another trans person at the bar, but I didn't know. For me, I feel isolated, I feel lonely, I feel frustrated, I feel abandoned sometimes by my community. What's missing from my life is authentic listening, authentic people trying to help.
I believe that when we curate a space where there can be conversations, then you can actually stimulate people's imagination. You could stimulate people to actually dream.
Right, and also be part of a community. To have a space where you can cultivate relationships, be heard, support one another, brag about your wins, right? And have a space to do that and not be torn down. So that is really what is needed.
What Gleam is doing is trying to leverage community. Who knows better the experience of being a gay person than a GBTQ person themselves?
When I first heard about Gleam, I thought, I think we've arrived to something really amazing. To see something that felt all-encompassing for everyone in our community, for gay men specifically, that to me is magic. That's the missing piece that we haven't had in any of these other apps.
There's a lot of conversations I can have that most people can't understand. So my reaction when I first heard about Gleam was really excited. I was like, this is something that we need. Because when it comes to making connections, I'm looking for people who want to make those connections as well. People who want to talk, people who want to listen. Listening is just as important as talking.
At the end of the day, we could all use an app like Gleam because there's a big lack of being able to connect with other people in the community and have them as friends and mentors. Everything is done online these days, especially coming out of the pandemic. And I think that that's where this huge need is going to be, is having something that feels like a community but is all virtual.
Gleam.
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 Be real.
Be you.
Be you.
Belong.
Belong.